Hi, Eric. Bob was just telling us that he thinks you look fast, you're moving well, you've been dominant in some of the scrimmages. Do you agree with that? You feel like you're in a good spot here?
I was saying that was nice of him to say. I don't know. I'm happy that the real thing is starting on Thursday. I think that last couple of days everybody's been kind of excited for things to get moving here, and it has been feeling good in camp. I think after being absent for 10 months or so, so it's nice to feel that everything is working the way that you're hoping it would.
I know this has been asked before to some other guys, but with Joe Thornton leaving the room, obviously he's such a loud kind of happy-go-lucky guy that everyone likes. Logan's in his second year as a captain now, right? You've been a captain. Have you seen him maybe take the keys to the bus a little bit more this season after what went on last year, and just maybe with the opportunity of a big voice like Joe leaving?
Yeah, I think that the dynamic is definitely going to change moving forward here. When you have guys like that leaving the organization that's been here for so long, but at the same time, I think it's a transition that's been slowly happening over the course of the years, even before when I wasn't here. But Cooch is definitely a guy that I think learned a lot from the past season, individually, and what he thinks that he can contribute a little bit more in that he maybe didn't before. That's just how it kind of goes with guys that are natural leaders. We all try and evolve and grow, and he's definitely one of the guys that I think that with Jumbo leaving, there's going to be a lot more things falling on him, and I think that he realized that last year, and I think that this year will be a little bit more carefree for him, and it would just happen a little bit more naturally, and he doesn't have to really go and search for things that he thinks that he needs to do. It's just going to happen, and even though we're only 2 weeks in, I think that over the course of the year here, it's something that's going to help everybody, I think, here grow as individuals and as players. When you realize that other guys have moved on.
Shang.
I got muted again.
Oh, we can hear you there, Eric. Hey,
Perfect.
how's it going?
Right.
So Bob talked about on the power play, he wanted you guys to enter the zone with more speed and also attack more quickly when you guys enter. Is that what you're seeing so far on the power play? Just how do you think the power play is coming together after 2 weeks of camp?
No, I think it's good. I think we have a lot of different things that we are trying to implement into our game to have a little bit more options. And I think that entering the zone with speed is one of them that maybe we didn't do so much in the previous years. So I think that it's going to be a work in progress. It's definitely nice to have a little bit more option, and you're going to have to make good reads out there to realize when to go for a quick strike and when to pull up and kind of get possession.
Okay, but thank you so much, Eric.
Dan Rosen.
Hey, Eric. I wanted to go back to what Bob said regarding what Kevin asked it as well. He said you've got more jump, you look quicker, and you can tell that he's healthy. Do you feel you have more jump than you've had in training camp last year, maybe previous? Do you feel like you're quicker at all? And are you healthy?
Yeah, I think I'm in a good spot body-wise right now. As I said, we had a long break. So you didn't really know what to expect when you were put alongside your teammates and you're trying to go full speed again. But I think the 2 weeks that have transpired here, it feels good. It feels like I'm in a good spot physically and mentally, and I'm excited to start playing some hockey again. So we'll take a little bit day by day, but try and keep this for as long as possible.
As a follow to that, physically, obviously, is so very important, especially with some of the injuries you've had, but mentally too. How key is that for you to be in a good place mentally right now as you head into what, is a unique season?
Yeah, I think, being away from hockey for such a long time, it kind of made you miss it a little bit more than you normally do sometimes. So I think that was a good thing. I think that, so as for a mentally aspect, I think that everybody seems like they're in a really good spot right now because, we did get to spend a lot of time with our families, and especially if you have kids, that's something that I think you should cherish, and it rejuvenated me in a way, and I'm excited to go back to work now. I think that with the shortened season here, we're not going to have too much time to think. It's going to be a lot of games, and again, I'm happy that we're playing more games than not.
Thanks, man.
Curtis.
Hi, Erik. Thanks for doing this today. There's been a lot of talk recently about the Sharks window being closed, that if things don't go well this year, that maybe it's time to start entering a rebuild. Does this core of players have something to prove this year, do you think?
Yeah, I think we all know that we're a better hockey team than we showed last year. I think that not something that any of us really wants, to happen again. Obviously with the season being the way it is, and you're playing in your division the whole year, it's going to be a different dynamics. But as for as a group, it feels like everybody is in a good place, and as I said, both mentally and physically, to be excited to start the season, and we're going to do hopefully a lot better than last year. But I think that the core and the group of players that we have here, we all know where we should be. I think that we all demand a lot more out of ourselves, and I definitely think that it's going to help in a season like this to have such a veteran group that we do.
You mentioned the veterans. What's been your impression of the younger players, guys like John Leonard, maybe Brinson Pashnuk, some of these guys that are just entering the NHL for the first time? Do you think they're ready to sort of make an impact this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you compare the camp from last year to this year, you can definitely see a lot of the young guys taking some big steps. I think that last year there wasn't really anyone that kind of made an impact for themselves. I think that this year was completely different. I think you have a number of guys that showed up this year, and you can tell how much they've grown, and that they're getting inches closer to becoming a pro. As a young guy, when you start playing in this league, I don't think that you're ever really ready. I think it's something that you're going to have to grow into, just like I did when I came into the league 12 years ago. So I think that we definitely have spots in this group, to have guys like that come in and learn, and eventually become impact players.
What do you make of the format of the season this year, playing two teams, twice on back-to-back nights or twice in 3 nights? How might that affect, or how do you see that affecting maybe the standings, or how you approach each individual game?
No, I think it's going to be, especially here early, you're going to play every team once, and then the second game that you play them, there's going to be a lot of scouting going on, and there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to change up, because other teams are going to scout you and what you do to be successful as a group. So it's going to be interesting, at least I think, especially as we get through the rounds of playing every team at least twice, and then after that I think it's going to be a little bit of a chess match, because you're going to know everybody so well, and what they do as a team to do well. So it's going to be the same for us. I think we're going to have to be very adaptable. I think that we're going to have a lot of different things that we do within our systems to be successful, and it's going to have to change throughout the course of the year at all times, because otherwise the other teams are going to get you clogged up. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be very different, I think, from the regular 82 season game where you play every team just a few times. So I'm looking forward to it.
What can you tell us about Frederick Claesson? You happy to see him back in the Sharks organization right now?
Yeah, I think he's a great guy. He's a character guy. He's a guy that wherever he's been, everybody loves him. I think that he's a very positive, player who has some great NHL experience, and is going to be ready to go whenever he's called upon. And I think that that's going to be important for the guys that maybe don't get to play as many games as they would like, to still have a positive mindset and affect the group in a positive way outside of the rink. And I think that he fits that bill perfectly. And same when we were teammates in Ottawa, he he was an impact player for us in that playoff run. And, he's definitely got that experience that, we could need here if we ran into some trouble with injuries or whatnot.